Hello, everybody, and happy Tuesday. It's so exciting that you're joining us here, and I hope you're having a wonderful lunch break. Hey, Ali, how are you?
Hi, beautiful Charlene. I'm good. How are you?
I'm magnificently magnificent. I'd like to welcome you all to the Healing Through Love show, where we're here increasing awareness with the community about providing family and domestic violence survivors with a soft place to land and offering advice on services available to those survivors and their families.
So we have so many beautiful local businesses and service people who generously pay it forward to our Pamper Days by providing their time and resources at these events. And each week on this show, we'll be interviewing a couple of those supporters of our Pamper Days to learn more about their personal journeys, their businesses, and why they're supporting Healing Through Love to assist survivors.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Ali. I look forward to Ali's actually going to do some work in the back end. She's going to be taking care of the chat today, and Rose is already taking care of the chat. So today we have two incredible guests lined up for us. We have Angela McMillan and Sonya Rowatt. And first of all, I'd like to introduce to you our beautiful Sonya. Sonya uses kinesiology and energy healing and sound therapy in aromatherapy to find blocks in the natural healing process. In doing this, she can achieve a balance in many areas, including physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, or even in attitude and limiting beliefs. And she brings mind, body, spirit back into balance for optimized healing. Without any further ado, I'd love to introduce Sonya. Now, we've got some technical issues because Sonya should be popping up just beside me, and she's clearly not. So I'm going to, while we're waiting for Sonya to join us here, she's ready in the green room, ready to go. I'll just tell you that I've had several amazing experiences with Sonya. So she has guided me through several processes. Well, actually quite a few, too many to mention, in fact. But here she is. Hello, Sonya. I've just done a beautiful introduction for you.
I heard that. Thank you very much. That was lovely.
So, Sonya, you've recently helped us with a Pamper Day here in Adelaide, and thank you so much for doing that. Can I ask you, why did you become an exhibitor at the Pamper Days?
Well, with the training that I've done with kinesiology and energy healing and aromatherapy, all these things, they're all about helping other people find their balance or to heal situations that they've found themselves in. And what better way to do that than join with other lovely people who are trying to do the same thing?
Oh, bless. That's fantastic. Thank you, Sonya. So could you tell us a little bit about your business and what you actually did at the Pamper Days for people?
So at the Pamper Day, I mainly was doing some kinesiology therapies. So kinesiology is muscle monitoring to find areas in the body that are not flowing freely, areas where that might be blocked and also limiting beliefs. So during the Pamper Day, we did quite a few sessions. I was very busy all day with people trying the kinesiology.
Oh, fantastic. So that's done an environment. So I suppose the first question people ask, like, do you leave your clothes on? Like, is it something where people sit down, or how does that work?
It's a very non-invasive therapy. We can use the muscle just in your arm to monitor for reflexes. You can have your clothes on. Usually have a blanket or something over if it's cold, or I try the best to make you feel as comfortable and relaxed as possible so that we can find those areas that are really holding you back. So we hold this tension in our muscles, and by monitoring those muscles, we can help to release that, and then we can heal the situation a lot more easily.
So, being a survivor myself, I understand the trauma that's attached with it. So sometimes it's a little bit scary looking at these healing modalities because we've got so much that needs healing and we don't really know where to start. Do you think kinesiology is a great place to start when you are a little bit, still in the recovery stage?
It is a good place to start because it can be as deep as you like, or some of the processes are purely about getting you back out of that sympathetic nervous system, which keeps you in fight or flight. It helps to calm and bring you just back into balance so you can just cope better with everyday things. Before we go, we would probably first go into that before we would do any kind of unraveling of any issues or deep-seated things. We'd start off with something that was very easy to digest, that you could benefit from immediately, and work from there on. Most things are not healed in just one session, so it would take a little bit of time.
Yeah, fantastic. So, thanks, Rose. As Ross is saying, kinesiology is a great way to move stuff, and that's true because we've got stuff and we're full of stuff, and we need to move that because it's about being in flow, isn't it?
Yes.
So it sounds like a really gentle type of healing and an opportunity for people to take it at a self-pace. So it sounds like it's great for survivors and non-invasive, and obviously you can do it with your clothes on. So it's great in a public expo environment like how we run the Pamper Days. So that's fabulous. So it would. So I can see that you're in your room there. So is this where you conduct your kinesiology?
Yes, so I've just got a really comfortable little sunroom here. It's nice and warm and cozy, and very welcoming. So this is the room that I do my work in.
Oh, fantastic. So when a client comes to you, like, do they have an introductory session, or how do you know where to begin the journey of healing with somebody?
So initially through gentle conversation, to find out what the main areas of concern would be. Then when we find an area, we don't need to know the whole story or any too much in-depth information. Just if there is a specific area that someone wants to work with, then we really get to the point of asking the body what is needed. So the body will unlock muscles to let us know that that's an area that we need to work with. So if we're working on areas to do with emotions and anxiety and things like that, we would ask the body that, and then that muscle would either hold firm or it would unlock to let us know that, yes, that is the right direction we need to go in.
It sounds fabulous. It sounds gentle and welcoming, and the room looks fabulous from what I can see. It looks a great place to be. So what's the name of the business, Sonya?
So it's called Rowatt Beauty Health and Beauty Services.
And how did you choose the name? Is there some significance with the name?
It was just a little name that came to me when I was working with angels and asking for a connection to higher self, and this name came to me one night as I was waking.
Oh, that's beautiful. Now I can see rolling across the bottom of the screen, Sonya, is your telephone number. And is that how people book you, or do they go to your website, or do they go to your Facebook site? How do they find you?
So you can go to Rowatt on Facebook. It's Roshah. That's on Facebook, or you can send me a message or give me a call on that phone number as well.
Oh, fantastic. That's great. Okay, so we've got another Pamper Day coming up in September, and we love having you there. So it's going to be fantastic. Do you need a space that is like a separate room, or is it okay to be out in public? Because we're at a new location and we're very excited about our new location. There's got lots of little nooks and crannies in this new location. So it's going to be more like a day spa experience, I think, than anything else. So would you like your own little private room maybe?
People might feel a bit more comfortable, especially if they're dealing with any emotions or anxiety. They feel a little bit safer, a little bit away from people usually. It makes them feel a bit more comfortable to speak about what they're going through.
Oh, that's fantastic. So we'll make sure we can organise that. So the date is in September. We're looking forward to everyone joining us. And if you too have a business that is a service provider, something that you do physically for people, then we would love to hear from you and to join our merry gang of girls that pay it forward by making a difference and a soft place to land. So things with COVID have obviously shut everything down, but Sonya, I see before you jumped on the screen, you were busy running around cleaning everything. So has that added a level of difficulty for you with everything that's happening in the COVID space?
So in the COVID space, we just have to make sure that everything is very safe and very clean. So everything, I've cleared the room a lot more than what it usually is. There's not too many ornamental things around. I only have anything that I need for that person. All the everything that's used with a person, maybe towels or blankets or sheets or anything that's I use, I have to clear out of the room after each person, and I need to wipe everything down so it's all perfectly clean and healthy for the next person to come along.
That sounds fantastic. So is it business as normal then, aside from the extra cleaning and everything else, is it business as normal for you?
Yes, appointments need to be a little bit distance between each other now. I can't do just one straight after the other because I have that cleaning process to do in between. But generally, other than that, everything's as normal.
Excellent. Annie was just saying that what you're saying is really interesting. That just popped on the screen and popped away. And it's true. There we go. So Annie said, really interesting and informative interview, Sonya Rowatt. Much love to you. Oh, that's beautiful. Thanks, Annie.
Thank you.
So, very exciting. So can I ask then, from a business perspective, has the prices had to change because of the COVID situation?
Because I'm a home-based business, I am keeping the prices the same.
Oh, that's fantastic. So now what suburb are you in? Because I come regularly. I am a regular visitor to Sonia's Healing House of Harmony. It's amazing. So where do you live? Well, can you say where the rooms are?
Yeah. So I'm near Glenelg, but I'm at Somerton Park. So it's if you're not familiar with the area, it's very close to Glenelg.
And I've just got to say that the room has an amazing frequency. Just being in the room is very healing. Sonya goes through the process of not just doing a physical cleanse of the room. She does a spiritual cleanse of the room as well to get rid of any energies and to bring in love and light. And I just like to sit in the room and have a cup of tea. I don't necessarily need to go through any healing process, but I am due for a couple of sessions, Sonya, so I will be catching up with you soon. And it has been a really beautiful journey for me to be having you as my kinesiologist, and has really helped with just moving the blockages, the things that you think that you've sorted, and then if you get those repeated patterns, well, then you really do need to see a kinesiologist because it's in the body. It's not in your mind.
Yes,
it's stuck in there, and you need to shift that so that you can, because you can do all the head stuff you like till the cows come home, but if you're not clearing the body, it just keeps reoccurring. So, Sonya, thank you. Was there anything else that you'd like to tell our viewers today before we go? Have you got any special offers on at the moment?
So, I keep my prices to a minimum so that it's accessible for more people. To what the average price is. I'm able to do that because I have it from a home base at the moment. So the prices are quite reasonable in comparison to other places you might go. It is a good idea to book or to be prepared to have several sessions. One session may feel lovely and may even give you some really good results, but to get to the core of the issue, you're likely to need perhaps a minimum of 3 sessions.
And I can back that up because I notice it's like the onion. We peeled one layer off together, Sonya and I, and then it just emerged another layer, which was even deeper. And then we remove that, and then there's another layer comes up. So you really, to get the healing embedded in you in a cellular level, you need to have, I'm going to say, a little minimum of 3. And Sonya does a great price package for you to do the 3. So, Sonya, thank you so much for joining us today. We're looking forward to working with you in September. And thank you so much for spending time today with us at lunchtime and sharing your beautiful business.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Sonya. Now, thank you. And now we're going to go to our commercial break. So just really quickly, that's going to pop up on the screen. So Be Live TV sponsor us through My Time TV. So we are streaming across several different apps. Now, we are a charity. Healing Through Love is a charity. And it's amazing that we've got beautiful businesses here in South Australia that support us and what we do. So I'm going to pop off the screen and you'll see the beautiful Healing Through Love, shifting awareness on domestic violence and family violence as well. And we're sponsored by Be Live TV and My Time TV. And I'll disappear off the screen and you'll see a video. And we're back. Hello. Thank you for that note from our sponsors. It's just like a commercial break. Thank you, Rose. Rose Davidson puts those together. I've got to say, if you are in business and you need video, and we all know that video reaches 70% more than the text, so you need video, ask Rose Davidson. She has a gift for them, and she's got some very special prices to put videos. She can do a little 5-second, 10-second, 15, 20, and 30-second. She's even done something longer than that for us recently, and amazing work. She just does them like that. They're fabulous. You just give her an idea what you're looking for, and she can even come up with the pictures, but obviously it's better to have pictures of you in there as well. Now, without any further ado, we've got our next special guest. We've got Angela McMillan. She helps women get to a deeper connection to their bodies, to get comfortable in their own skin, helping them sleep deeper and reduce pain and discomfort by learning to work with themselves, not against themselves, and integrating mind and body through the nervous system. Hello, Angela. How are you?
Fabulous. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, it's a privilege and a pleasure to have you in this space. And I know that you've got a great understanding of healing through love, and that we work in a space to create a soft place to land for people who have survived. I say people because at the moment it's women. Moving forward, we are working on a project to have a man cave on a separate occasion where we're offering assistance to men in need. So, Angela, can you just tell us, why is your heart drawn to make a difference for people in this space?
Because I'm always about supporting women grow and heal through learning about their own bodies and what they can do to support their own healing.
So we've got another fantastic day coming up in September. What will you be taking the girls through in September? Oh, Roz says, hi, Angela.
Hi, Roz. Thanks for joining the live stream here today. Well, we've spoken about possibly doing a class. So the method that I teach is called the Feldenkrais method. And there's two ways that we present the work. One is hands-on one-to-one. So I'm hoping to provide a couple of hands-on experiences for women that are joining the day. And then the other way is a group experience. So you don't have to have the hands-on, and they actually support each other. So hopefully I can offer both on the day, a group session and hands-on.
You're going to be very, very busy. You might need some assistance. And I understand that aside from the Feldenkrais, you also help people in other spaces as well with their digital marketing. Is that correct?
That is correct. So in growing my online business in Feldenkrais, I really fell in love with how all this tech works. And then people started reaching out to me to help them, and I thought, oh, okay, let's try that. So yeah, I love helping people grow their business.
Is it true they call you the head-standing tech nerd? Is that what they call you?
Head-standing tech nerd. Well, Moshe Feldenkrais, the creator of the Feldenkrais method, helped all his famous students to headstand, and in a very short time period as well. So there's a lot of photos with him with conductors, with heads of countries doing headstands. So hence why headstanding tech nerd came about.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, for people who haven't heard of Feldenkrais before, because obviously people that are in the industry of movement would know, because you rescue people that are in the industry of movement. So anyone who's a dance teacher, yoga teacher, Pilates, anyone that teaches any type of movement of any description, Feldenkrais is like your chiropractor. Feldenkrais is like your physio. It's the go-to methodology for fixing bodies that move. Can you explain it maybe to people that are outside the industry so they have a bit of an understanding? Because from the outside looking in, not only is the name very strange, it like doesn't tell you exactly what it is. So maybe could you explain it a little bit for us, Angela?
Okay, so the main difference to Feldenkrais and all other movement is that we work with the nervous system to create a education system for the mind-body connection. We get to the deep level, the deep core of how you move, and that's why supporting other movement professions. I have yoga and dance teachers coming to me and Pilates teachers. One example is I have a Pilates teacher who suffered 10 years of back pain. And she was having doctors send people to her for back pain. And she's like, I felt like a fraud. So in her learning new ways of moving, because what happens is most people spend a lot of time stuck in their head and doing the same movements day in, day out. We get stuck in our habits, and we all know that habits sometimes can help us, but they can hinder us. So in changing the habits through the nervous system, we can then have more mindfulness on and change those habits that aren't serving us anymore. So it's an education system, basically.
Wow, that's fantastic. So is it an ongoing thing that people do?
Absolutely. The more, like with anything that really works, the last speaker even said that, once off, you can feel amazing. You might actually walk away with less pain, like what you came to the practice for. Like this Pilates teacher, one lesson, she actually felt amazing. But then unless you keep revisiting and working on changing the habits over the course of time, it'll keep coming back. So she went away for a bit, her pains come back, and now you have to just keep revisiting until the new habit sets in.
Oh, fantastic. So I understand that you've moved a lot, well, because of COVID, you've moved a lot of what you're doing to an online space. Can you tell us, for people that are listening that have their own business, like what are you doing in the online space that, maybe you would have normally been doing, in person? Like, what does that look like?
Oh, so I've been working online for 4 years, ever since I started my actual Feldenkrais practice. I've been in Feldenkrais for 20 years, but when I started to do my Feldenkrais practice, I moved online, and what that looks like is I actually host online classes, the class systems, and I also teach one-to-one as well, which is way more beneficial especially when you're starting out in the method. I can directly address what issues or problems you're having.
So it's not actually just hands-on. So it can be hands-on, or it can be like you can speak it. Like, if you go to a Pilates, she doesn't necessarily touch you, she talks to you. If you go to yoga, she doesn't necessarily touch you, she talks to you. So it can be done that way.
Absolutely. It actually works it actually works fantastic online. The difference between Feldenkrais and other movement practice is we actually speak it. So I don't actually show and perform the movement, because as soon as I show you and you're watching me, you're looking at me saying, oh, I'm not doing it like Angela. I'm not perfect. I'm not right. And that's not what the movement is about at all. It's about you discovering how you're currently moving, adding new movements, and then your nervous system, your body decides how best for you to move. So it works really well online. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. So I'm just going to do a little plug here for the fact that, Angela, you present so well to camera, and I know that you're one of our tribe members for Speakers Tribe. So, would you give a little shout out to say the difference that's made for your presentation in that space?
Oh, Speakers Tribe, absolutely. I started online and I wanted to speak. I started doing live video, I started creating videos, but with Speakers Tribe, it actually gave me the structure of how to present. So we can talk and talk all we want, we can write as much as we want, but unless you're actually connecting on a human emotional level, on a head level to your audience, they're not really going to get what you're saying. You really want to know the structure.
Thank you for that shout out to Speakers Tribe. I really appreciate it. So moving forward for you then, are you going to be doing more work online to help people, or are you going to be having a location? What's post-COVID, what's that going to look like for you?
Always both. I love the in-person. In fact, little plug for myself, I'm doing a professional development day in Dance Hub, which is the old Lee Warren and Dancers studio. It's now turned into Dance Hub. I'm doing a 3-day residency for movement professionals to learn what I teach. So I have had a VIP coaching program. So my Pilates teacher is in the UK, and I've got yoga teachers all around the world, and I'm actually presenting here live in Adelaide. I'm so excited about that. as part of a residency program under the Australia Dance Council. They're very interested in my work on presenting Feldenkrais in dance, because the current research states that actually stretching your muscles is not that beneficial. In fact, the Australia Ballet do not stretch anymore. So what can we do instead? And Feldenkrais answers those questions. So it's a little bit
I love it, and I YouTube a lot, and for me as a dance teacher and a dance performer, like the difference that Feldenkrais makes means, you know, at 53, my body doesn't ache the way that it used to. You know, it makes a huge difference. So, you know, if age is a thing, or if you're really overusing your body by being a dancer or a performer or a teacher, you know, you really do need to have that connection. And for everybody else, you know, if you've tried other things and they haven't worked, can I suggest you try this strange name thing? This Feldenkrais does make a difference. And you don't have to be a dance professional to actually reach out and have this. If you've got a problem, whether it be some sleeping, whether it be, you know, we're sitting more. They say sitting is the new sitting is the new smoking, they say. Yeah. We're not going to get away from sitting. It's how things are, even with sit-down desks. So, you know, now we're working from home. We've got other issues to deal with. If you've tried other things and they haven't worked, can I suggest to you that you reach out to Angela? You can see her details are just rolling across the bottom of the screen there, and just have a go at this Feldenkrais. It really does make a huge difference. Now, you've got some free content for girls online, don't you too, Angela?
Yes, I do have a Facebook group, so you can hop in there. I do have a YouTube channel as well, and lots of content.
How can they find that? What's it under?
So the Facebook group is Misfit Movement Makers. And if you go to my website, you can find links to that. Also, my YouTube channel is Angela McMillan Coach, so you can go there as well. I just wanted to bring it back to the DV space as well, because what happens when you do go through a traumatic experience is it does get locked up in your body. And by getting to the core, the nervous system, because unless the nervous system is calm and relaxed and released, then anything else you try is just going to be a Band-Aid. So that's the benefit of using the Feldenkrais method. It really gets to the core of what's going on.
And it's beautiful to have had two speakers today just to support the same thing, that we can go through all the work in our head till the cows come home. If we don't, if it just gets locked up in our body, and we just then end up in repetitive patterns. So it does make all the difference. Angela, have you got anything you'd like to share with our listeners moving forward?
Well, one thing that's really helped me, I have a story where I was actually suffering from postnatal depression. And the one thing that helped me through is the Feldenkrais breathing lessons. Rather than because Feldenkrais isn't about what's right, but it's about increasing your capacity to do everything. So the same with the breath. So including breath into your work in recovery is so important.
Could you give us an example, Angela?
Okay, so let's first find out how we are sitting. So first check in, or standing if you're standing, just check in with how you're connected. How are you connected to the ground? So I'm sitting, I can feel my sit bones, my feet are flat on the floor. I want to check with my knees are out from my pelvis so that I'm not cross-legged, because that can create other issues. And then for a moment, just listen in how you take a breath. Can you feel it filling your belly, in your chest? And the next time we breathe in, we don't want to take a deeper breath or more breath, just a normal breath. And this time we're going to move it from bring it into our chest, then push it down into your belly, and then up into your chest. It's called paradoxical breathing. So you breathe in into your chest, push it into your belly, bring it up to your chest, and breathe out. A few breaths like that. Yeah. Lovely. How's that, everybody?
I love it. I love it so much. It's so great. And it really is, it's all about the breath and it's all about movement. Angela, this has been so enlightening. I know that there's people here that are going to want to know more, and I'm looking forward to having you involved in our event in September. So excited about that.
Yeah.
But I think you're going to be very busy with your hands-on and then your workshop all happening at the same time. We're going to have to probably get you an assistant to help you through the process.
Oh, we can always ask more practitioners to come and join, I'm sure.
Oh, I was thinking a helper.
Yeah. Well, we've got a great community here in Adelaide, so.
Oh, that'll be great because people need to know about this. It's like the mystery cure. It absolutely is. Thank you so much today for joining us, and your details are across the bottom of the screen. Thank you so much. God bless you. And I was just going to share with everybody here that thanks for joining us today. And if you'd like to be involved in the Healing Through Love as either an exhibitor or a volunteer, or you yourself are going through challenges or know somebody else who is going through challenges and needs a soft place to land, our Healing Through Love Day in September is completely free. In fact, when our participants come in, they get a little shopping bag and they get to go shopping and take a selection of items. There's jewellery, there's makeup, there's skincare, there's clothing, handbags, shoes, all sorts of things that you could possibly imagine, and they get to fill their bags. And then they go from stand to stand and enjoy the beautiful opportunities and the beautiful chance for healing. And it is all free and donated by the beautiful people that step up and share their businesses, share their gifts to make a difference, because we're all in this together. And when we lean in, we can really make a difference for everybody. Thank you so much. If you need to contact us, our details are rolling down the bottom of the screen. It's HTL, so Healing Through Love Adelaide, htladelaide.gmail.com. Be sure and join us next week at 1 o'clock for our next adventures. We've got some other beautiful guests, and Ali will be hosting that event. God bless, and thank you for joining us. Bye for now.
Okay, close this.